So that's the full guide on how to actually learn French as fast and as efficiently as possible. I've had so many students from everywhere in the world telling me about their struggle and their issues, and they always are in the same kind of situations. I've had students in class, students online. I get so many messages on WhatsApp from students who are telling me about their situation, and they explain to me what issue they face for learning French. They tell me about their situation and everything. So I know what strategy makes the student successful and what strategies make the students struggle more than they should. I know a lot of students here are studying French because they want the PR in Canada or for business purpose. Maybe they want to take TEF exam, TCF exam for the PR, etc., etc. But whatever is your goal, some key principles are the same in how you should learn French and how you can optimize it to learn as fast and efficiently as possible. So this video, this full guide, is going to be as short as possible, but as long as it needs to be for me to give you all of the information. Okay? This is the plan that I'm going to follow in this guide. First of all, about the mindset, if you just go on YouTube and look at how to learn languages, it's highly probable that you find this video right here. It's like a super old TEDx talk about a guy who explains how he applied like a revolutionary method to learn Chinese and become almost kind of fluent in speaking Chinese in 6 months. In the video, the guy, he explains the method, and he explains that for 6 months he was living in China and dedicated every single day to understanding the language and everything. So if I just take this information and apply it to French, it would mean that this guy, if he was living in a French-speaking country, focusing on French every single day, 24/7, and only focusing on speaking, not writing, not reading, no exams or anything, then hopefully it would take him 6 months to reach fluency. But I can imagine that this is not your situation. Probably, first, you don't live in a French-speaking country. Second, you have other things to do, like maybe you work a full-time job or you have children to take care of, etc. And also, you actually need to get fluent in writing and reading as well, because maybe you need to take an exam with the 4 sections, right? So, first of all, before everything else, you absolutely need to understand that learning French will take time, and this is normal. You cannot expect to go from complete beginner to B2 fluent level in 6 months. Like, that's just not how it works if you have a life on the side, all right? But even though it's normal that it takes time and it has to take time, it doesn't mean that you cannot optimize your strategy for it to go as fast as possible. So the first key thing to follow is that you must absolutely have a proper structure to follow in your learning, all right? That's the main point and the main thing with which a lot of students struggle, and the main reason why so many students, they feel like they study a lot, but actually they are not going anywhere. So, for example, I will review like the YouTube videos, the Duolingo kind of applications, and I will take my own course as an example, okay? A lot of the people who contact me on WhatsApp, they tell me basically, I watch a lot of YouTube videos every single day and I take notes and I do exercises and I know all of this conjugation, but somehow it seems I cannot learn French and I'm not going anywhere. So let me just show you exactly why is it like this. These kind of videos on YouTube, and just to make it clear, I don't have anything against the people making these videos. These kind of videos are very good, very well made, very efficient, but they are only if you know how to use them properly. If you don't know how to use them, this is what happens. Let's say that this is the starting point of your French journey, and this is the end point. This is where you want to get. Okay, so your French journey looks something like this. All right, you're here, and you don't really know where you are. You don't really know where you stand in your learning French journey. What happens when you watch this kind of videos on YouTube? Even if you watch them super seriously, 10 times in a row, you take notes, and you are super studious like this, after watching this video about 20 rules of grammar you should know absolutely, in your French journey, well, you know 20 grammar rules that you absolutely must know, but you still don't know where you are in the journey. Like, that's the whole issue. That's the core issue. All right? In comparison, now I will take my own course as an example that you can find on my platform. Let's say I am a complete beginner and I do this A1 course. Not that I am taking my own course as an example, obviously, because it's mine, but this works with any kind of properly structured course, okay? Let's say, for example, here I have, okay, week 0, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. In each week I have chapters. After each chapter I have homeworks, everything like this. This is a properly structured course in a logical way. The difference between what we have seen before is that after I do a chapter, after I review everything super seriously while taking notes, doing exercises and everything, well, I know that, for example, I have just completed chapter 2 of unit 1 of my French course, 4 more chapters to finish the unit, and then 9 more units to finish the course. But more importantly, after finishing this chapter, I know how long it will take to do the rest. I know what I have to do next, and so I know where I am, where I stand in the long run, in the journey. So I know what to do tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Like, I'm not lost. Like, my mind is focused on the next goal. That's the whole point of having a course. That's the whole point, the whole strategy that you need to apply. You have a very ambitious goal, which is to go from here to here. And there is no chance to succeed if you don't divide it into small increments that you can actually approach, like chapters, lessons, homeworks that are following a logical structure. That's the whole point, okay? Taking this opportunity to tell you that currently on the platform, there's only 200 members now. There's still the free trial. You can access everything for free for a week, so you should really take this as an opportunity. If you are interested in trying my own courses, like if you like the way I explain things, you can literally access everything for free with the free trial, so there's no reason to try, okay? Now, the other thing I hear a lot from students is that, I have like a 1,000 days streak on Duolingo. Like, I study on Duolingo every day, or another app like this. So I am not fundamentally against Duolingo. I think it's not very smart to just be fundamentally against it. But just like for YouTube videos, you must understand what is the smart way and what is the wrong way to use Duolingo. To understand what is the right way to use Duolingo, you must first understand what's the purpose of Duolingo. The first number one purpose of Duolingo is not to help you learn French. The first number one purpose of Duolingo is to get you to stay on the application as much as possible. Because this is how they make money, this is how they pay their employee, this is how they develop as a company, right? So it's purely logical. And how do they make you stay on the application as much as possible? With this kind of 1,000-day streak. Well, guess what? Among all the students that contact me, send me messages on WhatsApp, WeChat, etc., the best students, the ones that have a super high level in French, the one who told me, yeah, I've been self-studying for 6 months, but they speak super well already. All of them, they always have one thing in common. They surely don't have a 1000 day streak on Duolingo, because they know that this is not the right way to just do Duolingo every single day. This is not the right strategy. The right strategy is to follow a proper course, just like I showed you before. So what's the right way, the smart way to use Duolingo is simply something like, I usually study for 2 hours per day, but today I have to do something. I have to do XYZ. My mother got sick. I have to go to hospital to take a train and to travel and da-da-da-da-da. So there's just no chance I can study today, but I can still use Duolingo to get this like 15 or 30 minutes of practice while I'm commuting in the train. Because this 15 or 20 minutes, it's still better than nothing. Just to keep the momentum going. Like, that's the point of this kind of applications with super short exercises like this. That's the whole point. Don't take them as properly structured course, because the tasks on applications like this anyway are way too divided for you to actually learn to have a proper conversation or anything like this. Okay? Now, there are 3 ways, like now that you have a proper course to follow, there are 3 ways to optimize your learning to go way faster. The 3 of them are very important. Way number 1 is the things that you will consume while you learn French. It's super dumb and super cliche to say, but just try this for 1 week, like literally just 1 week, and you will be shocked at how efficient it is if you do it seriously. From now on, while you are learning French, on your free time, you just listen to French music instead of English or any kind of other music. When you watch movies or shows, you watch French movies, French TV shows, French resources like this with subtitles if you need, okay? You listen to French podcasts, even if you cannot understand them, you still watch them. Maybe you can find some with subtitles on YouTube. And maybe even if you don't understand everything, you can still focus on the few words that you understand, on the pace of the voice, the tone of the voice, the way people speak and everything. You do it seriously for 1 week, you will be surprised at how efficient it is. Like you look for vlogs, for example. If you live by yourself and you like to watch vlogs or kind of entertainment on YouTube while you eat lunch, then you just watch like French vlogs and French podcasts with subtitles every single day from now on. The thing number 2 is actually the most important thing you can do to learn French, like on top of having a proper course, okay? Listen, you can be studying French 15 hours a day, super seriously, like as seriously as possible, if you do it by yourself and always by yourself. Even though you study super hard and you study everything, all the vocabulary, all the grammar, anything, you will never practice the brain mechanics that are triggered when you're having a conversation with someone. So you can get a super high B2, C1, C2 understanding of grammar. You will not be able to properly have a conversation in French, like a natural and fluid conversation with someone. Okay? So you must, right from the beginning of your learning, practice speaking with people. Like there's just no way to avoid it. It's impossible that you avoid this, and I really insist on this. And in the course that you have seen maybe on my platform, I always talk about this. You must find ways to practice conversation with French people. Not just to practice what you learned in the lesson, but also to trigger the mechanism of the brain that are used for conversation in a foreign language. That's why you cannot avoid it. So if you can afford it, but I do realize that this is not the case of the majority of people, the best you can do, go to on-site classes. If you live in a big city, for sure there's like a Alliance Française or something like this. You can go to live classes. hire private teacher on the side to help you, meet French people in your city with like a meetup apps and language apps, these kind of things. Okay, but I do realize that financially this is really difficult for some people. By the way, I take this opportunity also to mention that if you are a student on the platform, we actually offer private coaching as well. I let you check it. We just started group classes actually in September. This is really exciting, and this is the kind of thing that really help the student go faster in their learning. No, I do understand that financially it's really challenging for a lot of people. This is why there are free alternatives, which are the language partner websites. So you just go to Google and you look for language partner, language exchange websites, and the good ones, they have free alternative to help you find people. For example, like if you are Chinese, or if you are, for example, you are Indian, so you speak like, let's say, Hindi and English, and you want to learn French, then you go to a website like Tandem, and it will make you meet French people who are learning English and or Hindi language. You know, like you get the point. So you exchange language like this. It's very trendy nowadays to have like AI partner website like this. Maybe in a few years it will be really good, like probably, but nowadays it's still really not optimized, and like you just have good alternative for free, like Tandem. I really like Tandem actually. Just don't go for AI, like maybe in a few years, but in 2025 the AI websites are still really not so good. Okay, no matter the commercial and the super great advertisement they have, it's always disappointing. I will take Tandem as an example, okay? Just to mention, I don't have any sponsorship with Tandem. If someone from Tandem see this video, you can offer me a sponsorship if you want, because I talk about the website a lot because I like it, but I don't have any sponsorship or anything. So this kind of website, very easily, you can create an account, and as I was saying, it will make you in relation with people who speak the language that you are trying to learn. So how to use it as efficiently as possible. First of all, you go to Tandem, you create an account, you just put a nice picture on yourself, and in your profile, write a description in French, okay? If you need to, you just go to Google Translate and you write somehow something like this, and then you just copy and paste the description in French. Just out of respect for all the French people that will read your description, just put it in French. You should write, so this is just a quick example I wrote, you don't have to copy it word by word, even though this example, I will put it in the description of the video below, so you can just copy and paste this one if you wish, but that's just an example. Hi, my name is X and I'm Indian. I'm interested in French culture and I am looking for a serious and long-term language partner to practice conversation. We could do 1 call per week, half in French, half in English or Hindi. See you soon. Something like this. It is important that in your description, you mention that you are looking for a committed, long-term, serious partner, and that you are specifically looking at having calls. Because if you specifically mention that you are looking at having calls regularly, a lot of people who are not so serious won't bother contacting you, so you won't waste much time. And what will happen is that more serious people will contact you and say, oh yeah, I'm actually also looking for someone very serious to have calls like every Wednesday, for example, to practice speaking. You do this, then just be active yourself, contact a few people every day, do it seriously, actually send an introduction of yourself, don't just send hi or bonjour like this. Start right from the beginning of the conversation, start sending voice messages just to really show that you are trying to practice the conversation. I know this can seem awkward, but I beg you, force yourself to do it. Like you will thank me later for like, you just do this seriously for a month and like it's not like this will exponentially increase your grammar or your vocabulary, but this will increase your capacity to have a natural conversation so much. You will be like, you will be incredibly grateful that you started this as soon as possible. And then you just create free Google Meet. Like if you have a Google account, you can create free Google Meet calls or even call right on Tandem. And like you just force yourself to do this every week. After a few weeks, you will have a list of contacts and like you will be able to practice speaking. As I said, this is the most important thing you can do to practice speaking and to really improve your level. Okay. Last but not least, optimization and self-improvement on the side. I don't go in detail because on my platform, there's a whole mini course about it where I detail how to optimize your mindset, your sleep, your nutrition, your schedule, and your attention with like a PDF file and the whole course and everything. So I don't review this in detail. Honestly, with the free trial, if you don't, like if financially you cannot join my platform, you can even like join for free for a week, look at the course, then unsubscribe. You won't have paid anything and you will have benefited from it. I shouldn't say this, but like literally you can do this if you wish, okay? But what I mean is that you will get benefits from optimizing sleep, nutrition, how you schedule your day and everything as good as possible. Finally, because I know that maybe 80 or 85% of the people who contact me, their end goal is to pass B2 level at TCF or TEF exam for applying to a PR in Canada. I want to say one thing for the people who have an exam in mind, okay? So if, for example, your end goal is to get B2 level at TCF or TEF exam to get the PR, don't focus on exam before you reach an advanced level. Like before you can already have natural conversation in French, almost fluent conversation, there's no point in focusing on exam studying. You are wasting time and energy. Why is it like this? Because you are studying French so that you can take TEF exam, so that you can get the PR. This is number one, this is number two, this is number three. This is cause, this is consequence. If you focus on this more than you focus on this, you are swapping the cause and the consequence and you are wasting time and energy. Focus 90% of this one, and then towards the end, when it's time to take the exam, when you can have fluent conversations, when you are confident, then you go all in on exam prep. That's the strategy to do. But before you have the logical level to actually go all in on exam prep for B2, you are just wasting energy if you focus on exam more than on the language itself. So just don't even think about the exam yet. Okay? Très bien. If you do this, it would be similar to forgetting that the spirit controls the mind, which controls the body. So always remember the mindset is more important than the thoughts, and the thoughts are more important than the body. Okay? That's why in the mini course about self-improvement on the platform, like that's the schedule, that's the plan I have followed. Always mind first, then, no, always, okay, mind first. I struggle with the English keywords. Mind first, then your mental, and then the body, okay? Don't swap them, don't swap the cause and the consequence. Final, remember, you can join the platform for free, check out the course, and on the platform, you can even contact me directly if you need more personalized advice, okay? I am just left with wishing you all the best for your studies. Ciao, mon pote.